So upcoming Friday nights, me and the degenerate boys that we are, we're coming back with the betting show.
You look at the way he bounces off tacklers, the way that he keeps his eyes downfield, his vision, his ability to find holes, his pass catching ability, right? Because he had.
In my lifetime, I'd put him at probably around the 2 area, with, again, the only other person up there being King Ricky.
Anthony Richardson or Caleb Williams at the 111.
Yeah.
So just hit it.
Man, that intro gets me, dude. That is a good intro. I did a good job with that.
I'm not in it. I'm bummed.
Pat myself on the back there. Well, if you get some clips made of yourself saying something really good, really bad, or really stupid, you can be.
All right.
We'll make it happen, Captain.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of B.S.ing Sports, part of the B.S.ing Network, where we do a little BS and we talk a whole lot of sports. I am your host for this week's NFL prediction show. My name is Ryan. You can find us on Twitter at B.S.ing_sports. And here with me, as most of the time now, is Jake. And speaking of Twitter, we will jump right into this. Jake, please go ahead and take the floor.
Oh, yeah. So if you haven't already done this, we are doing a giveaway. We are doing a sports card giveaway here. We are giving away 5 cards. We're giving away a CJ Stroud rookie card. We are giving away a Puka Nacua and Stetson Bennett patch card. We're giving away a numbered Stephon Diggs, a numbered J.K. Dobbins, and a numbered James Cook card. Man, hard to get out. And all you have to do is follow what is on the screen here. You have to like and retweet this tweet. You got to subscribe to our YouTube channel, and then you got to tag a friend in the comments. So go do that. Win some free cards. Everybody loves free shit.
And I will introduce the last guest on this show today, Mr. Jarrett Bolton, who was on the sports betting show last night, is on the sports betting show on Friday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. Make sure you check those guys out, delivering some good quality content. Speaking of Twitter, again, I also posted the update to the challenge. For those of you that have not yet seen it, please go ahead and head over to Twitter because it has the rules for how you can win a free NFL jersey of your choice. That is right. During the Super Bowl, we are giving out a free NFL jersey to one lucky subscriber, follower, winner, however you would like to describe it. So please go ahead, head over to Twitter, read up on the rules for that, and let's get into our NFL predictions. So let's recap the Thursday game here real quick. Patriots at Jets. The New York Jets were minus 6.5 point favorites, over under 38.5. If you have not been following along with us, every single spread and over under is rounded up to the nearest half point to ensure that there's always a winner and a loser. Bolton, you went 1-2, man. You're the only one that went 1-2 in that game. So you really think they were going to go over?
I was thinking that the Jets were going to do what the Jets were going to do, and that the Patriots were going to be able to keep up, right? So we knew the Jets were going to win, but I did not think that the Jets were going to absolutely dog walk the Patriots. I thought Jacoby Brissett had a little bit more magic in them. They were going to make it a field goal game, maybe a 5-point game, and we were going to be able to hit that 38.5 mark. But instead, we got an absolute clobbering. Both sides of the ball, the Jets just dominated that game.
Yeah, we also picked Jets not cover. Jake, I'll let you speak afterwards if you don't agree with what I'm about to say, but I just expected a closer game with what the first 2 weeks of Aaron Rodgers showed us. I wasn't 100% confident that they were going to come out and look the way that they did on offense, particularly with the Patriots defense still looking at least formidable post-Bill Belichick era. So I definitely thought they were going to hit the under, but I wasn't 100% sure that the Jets were going to come out and look as good as they did, and Aaron Rodgers look as comfortable and as vintage as he did.
Him rolling around is quite impressive at 40 years of age. He actually looked pretty young, rolling out of the pocket, doing what prime Aaron Rodgers would do. Something that we didn't see the first 2 weeks of the season with him. I don't think that he ever got outside of the pocket really.
It looked fluid too.
Yeah,
that leads me to my question. What was he on? That's the question.
Just Toradol, dude. Just Toradol before every game, just right in the ass. Just here's some Toradol. Just keep him. You won't feel anything till Tuesday.
I saw videos. Him saying he's done Percocet on games, and like he said, he felt like his younger self. I was just like, somebody's about to get a random drug test.
Yeah,
random.
Yeah, right.
Speaking of which, random drug tests, let's cheers one for Stetson Bennett and, not being in rehab anymore. Good for that guy.
Oh God, I came
Cheers to
unprepared.
that one, brother.
Yeah.
Water.
Way to pass. I don't know if he pulled a Gucci and was number one in his class, but he passed.
R.I.P. Stetson Bennett.
RIP is right. So, yeah, next game on the docket, we have the New York Giants at the Cleveland Browns. The Browns are 6.5-point favorites as well. The over-under for that game is also 38.5. Jake, since you did the least amount of talking for the first game, we'll start with you. What is your take here?
To me, this is two bad offenses going up against a really great defense and a really bad defense. And if you can't guess which one I'm talking about, the Browns have a really great defense here. So I have the under covering here pretty easily. And then I have the Browns not covering because I haven't seen anything that resembles an offense. Deshaun Watson just hasn't looked good. And so to me, I need to see more. Give me the under. It's going to be a close game just because I think Daniel Jones figured out that he can throw it to his first-round draft pick, and he's going to come down with the ball more times than not. And so that's my thought process on that, and that's why I picked the Browns not to cover in the under.
You got that same mindset there, Bolton?
Yeah, I'm just curious to see how the hot potato game goes. I expect both teams to just keep giving each other the ball at their own 40s, and somebody eventually is going to score. It's going to be a field goal game. I do kind of like the Giants' interior D-line when it comes to run stuffing. So I don't think the Browns have much of an offense. I don't think Deshaun Watson's worth a damn. And, of course, we know what Danny Dimes is going to give us. So Browns win, but I don't think they cover.
How long do you guys think Danny Dimes lasts for the rest of the season? You think he makes it the full season?
Hope
Yeah,
so.
he'll make it the full season.
I hope so, too, because right now he's on pace for 3,050 yards. And before the season started, I put the house on, not literally, I put some money on Danny Dimes over 2,800 passing yards, which was at underdog odds.
Oh, my.
I was like, that's like 170 yards a game. There's no way he doesn't hit that, right?
And now you're sweating bullets.
Yeah, he's like,
Yeah, he's kind of marginal right now, so it's like, ugh. But
Ooh.
passing. Yeah, I'm with you guys. I think the Browns' defense is really good. I think their offense is mediocre at best, and I just don't think the Giants have anything to counter the defense. Therefore, I could see the Browns kind of winning this game like 17-10. I do think they cover. I just think the Giants are the worst team in the NFC East, and the NFC East doesn't look particularly good. So that's all that needs to be said about that. Next game, we've got the Packers at the Titans. The Tennessee Titans are 3.5-point favorites. The over-under is 36.5. I am curious if either one of you, or Jake, if you want to look this up since Bolton's going to start, what that line has done since Jordan Love has been deemed questionable.
Yeah. I like this game. One, I think the Packers are getting disrespected not being the favorites in this, even with Malik Willis potentially being the quarterback. I think just a revenge game in general is always fun. Going to Nashville, playing at the Nissan Stadium, I think he would have a lot of fun going in there with all the weapons, even though they're going to run the ball 30 times with Josh Jacobs. I can still see the Packers coming out there and winning outright. I do have the under just because both offenses, probably not going to be too hot, or they're going to run the ball a lot, and both teams aren't going to get 10 possessions. So I could see the under definitely hitting on that.
Yeah, no,
Jake?
I agree. I think it is criminal that the Packers are the underdogs here. I get it that it is at the Titans, and the score or the line has not changed. It is still -3, but we round up here, so there's the 3.5. The Packers have a great defense here, and the Titans haven't done anything on offense. D-Hop hasn't looked relevant at all this year, and to me, the Packers with a better defense and better weapons on the offensive side, consistency, that is the play. And so give me the Packers and the under here. So I honestly would put the money line on this if you are taking a bet here. I think it is a very safe and easy pick in my eyes.
Yeah, I disagree with you guys. Everything, right? I think if Malik
Disagree
Willis
with us if you're lagging out.
plays, which is how I made that pick. Yeah, I picked based on the fact that Malik Willis is probably going to start, right? I don't think there's any long-term benefit to playing Love in this game. I don't know about easy. I really don't know about easy. But I do think that the Titans, avoiding their worst start in 15 years, are going to come out and play a little bit differently, right? Will Levis just needs a little bit more time, or he doesn't. Maybe he's just bad. I don't know. But football has a kind of funny way of working itself out. And if Vegas is telling me that the Titans are the favorite, even though I kind of agree with you guys that the Packers are the better team, I'm going to take the gut feeling here. And I'm going to go Titans, and I'm going to go against my gut and pick the over because I'm not impressed with either of these teams. Unless Jordan Love's playing, then yeah, they'll clear the over for sure.
I want to bring this back up real quick. I think Tim is a mayonnaise lover after what he said about Derek Carr last night, and then just his love for Will Levis. Tim, it's not easy, but that's just my thoughts there.
Yeah, I mean, Will Levis has shown like flashes of doing stuff. It's just he's also had some really, really, really bad moments. Like just really bad.
He's fearless.
Bears at Colts, and this line is interesting. So the Indianapolis Colts are favored by 1.5 points at home. The over/under is 43.5, and that's the part that really gets me. There is like I'm really sure what offenses that the Vegas odds makers have been seeing all year. I don't think there's any way that these teams reach 43.5.
Oh man,
I can see it. I think the Colts lose just because they shoot themselves in the foot like they always do. But I expect a 24-28 ball game, and then you cover.
Yeah, Pete, I was about to say, man, that is a bold take there, buddy. You need to stay off the ganja, or you've had way too many Coronas today if you're saying some stuff like that personally.
I'll cheers to that.
Right? The Bears haven't done anything offensively. They are a good defensive team right now. That is for sure. The Colts, you have an inaccurate quarterback that can hum the ball 100 miles an hour and 100 yards down the field, but he can't make that simple, 10-yard in route. And so I actually took the Bears here, which is a shock to me, yes.
Yeah, I know. Same.
I'm not okay, I guess. And give me the over here solely because I think it's going to be an interception-thon. There's going to be some pick sixes, and I think Anthony Richardson might score a touchdown. But I think this is a get-right game. Caleb Williams has no more excuses. DJ Moore's down there somewhere. Just heave it up there, bud.
I mean, I wouldn't say Caleb Williams has no more excuses. He is a rookie after all, which is part of the reason why Bears fan Pete comments, Bears look so lost offensively. I didn't expect this. I did. I for sure did. You can ask Jake. All offseason, I beat the drum that offensive coordinator hiring was stupid. Shane Waldron is trash. And we saw it in Seattle. We're seeing it in Chicago. I have no idea how this guy still has a job calling plays in the NFL because he cannot call plays for 3 wide receiver sets to save his life. And guess what the Bears' bread and butter would be if Keenan Allen could ever stay on the field? 3 wide receiver sets. On top of that, Caleb Williams still has to grow out of his hero ball attitude. You can see it every time that, he drops back. He's always looking to make the big play, has to learn just when to cut his losses, take the dump downs. He's just got a lot to learn. So, yeah, I could definitely foresee how the Bears offense would start out slow, and most of it has to do with Shane Waldron.
Fair enough. That's a hot take, Timmy. And just like you said, Tim Hawkins following up. Williams trying to do too much, taking too many sacks. The Bears need to run the ball. Colts' worst run D. So maybe this is a Swift game, maybe? We'll see.
Yeah, I'm not a believer.
How many years he's never had a Swift game?
I mean, right. Swift has had a couple good games, but I'm not a believer.
We'll see. Possible DFS play there. Tune in tomorrow.
Yeah, and then, we'll keep it in mind. But then, on the other side of the ball, Anthony Richardson, to your point, Jake, we know he's got the arm. He looks lost right now because he looked promising, his first 2.5 games last year. Not this year. Looks terrible. Needs to get back to his bread and butter and run.
Yeah, I think the team was just like, hey, you need to stay healthy this year. And so they're trying to make him pass, and he just not there yet.
I don't understand this. Why get a running quarterback if you don't want him to run? Right?
Because
I
of
understand
injury.
trying to preserve health, but even like, let's say you get 2 or 3 good years out of him, and then his health deteriorates to shit. But you have 2 or 3 good years where you're a Super Bowl contender. That's way better than going 9-8 every year and trying to keep him healthy. I don't understand that whole logic.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I mean, even if he ends up being out of the league at 30 just due to health concerns, which, he's not Jaden Daniels, right? Anthony Richardson's 240 pounds. He can take a hit. He's closer to Josh Allen. But still, like, that's what you drafted this guy 4th overall because you made the investment in the type of player he is. If you wanted him to just stand in the pocket and throw the football, buddy, you made the wrong pick.
Yeah.
Jake was very against that.
Don't pick Swift.
Man, Monty, I didn't know you were like that in the 40.
Monty's slower than Christmas, dude.
Next game, we got the Texans and the Vikings. The Houston Texans are road favorites by 2.5 points, over under 46.5. Mr. Krogan.
Give me the Texans here. And after what the Vikings did with the Niners last week, I got the Texans to not cover. I think this is, for some reason, a 1-point game, which is just crazy to me. But also, the Vikings can win this game, so I still would take the point there. This was kind of a toss-up 50-50 for me. And then I got the under here. Both defenses are good. I see a 23-20 game, and that would go over, but we'll see how it goes. It would go under, but it would not cover. So I honestly don't know what. Maybe a 23-21 game. There you go. There's the points. That's what Vegas saying.
Bolton?
This is just my upset of the week. The Texans and Vikings are both really good. I just am a big believer in Kevin O'Connell. He's got both sides of that ball flying around, making plays, especially what they did to the 49ers, even though the 49ers are banged up. I think that they're going into Minnesota. It's going to be a loud stadium. It's a beautiful stadium at that. I think that the Vikings just squeak out a win. I think the Vikings somehow squeak out a win and go 3-0 to start their season.
Guys, before I, explain my pick on here, please like, subscribe, and share if you are watching. We're currently only at 22 views, and you guys know the rules, 40 views for a chug, and I'm actually participating this week, so it's real disappointing that we don't have more engagement here. Like I said, like, subscribe, share, get everybody on. Pete, where's JC at? Come on, man. Haven't seen him in a couple weeks. Yeah. This game for me, it smells like a trap game for the Vikings, specifically because they are coming off that big win in San Francisco. Like, yes, I know San Francisco was beat up. However, they were 6.5-point favorites. I feel like that there's probably some regression due here for the Vikings. That being said, I, like Bolton, have been one of the bigger Kevin O'Connell supporters. That guy's just a mastermind, man. Arguably the best offensive mind in the game. And we've seen it in a very small sample size, but Josh Dobbs, Sam Darnold, we've seen some pretty shoddy quarterbacks turn around and at least play serviceable ball, and Sam Darnold actually looks pretty good. So, but that being said, I just think the Texans, very good team, very well coached by DeMeco Ryans, and I think that they squeak out a win here, but I do expect it to be a shootout.
I wonder what the prop line is for sacks for Danielle Hunter and their other outside linebacker that they got last year. I wonder what their props are, because those dudes are killing it right now.
Are you talking for the Texans?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You mean Will Anderson?
Yeah, Will Anderson and Danielle Hunter.
I mean, the Vikings tackles.
Rookie of the year defensively?
I know, dude. I'm spaced on his name. Goddamn.
Yeah. Yeah, the Vikings tackles are pretty good, too. That's going to be a matchup to watch in this game.
Yeah.
And, of course, Justin Jefferson about to do some things to Derek Stingley. Sorry there, Jake, but it is what it is. If you get
There's a reason Derek Stingley's already on his second team.
I'm pretty sure he was drafted by the Texans.
He was drafted by the Texans.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Derek Stingley is a very good corner.
Yeah. And getting cooked by Jefferson is not the worst thing in the world.
Yeah.
It happens to everybody.
If LSU is cooking LSU, I'm happy with that, okay? You know what? There's no hurt there for me.
I don't think Stingley follows to the slot, though, so he might be safe for some of the game.
Blame everything out.
There's also Jordan Addison's out, so it's one less receiver to worry about.
No Hawkinson.
Yeah, he's been out.
No
They're
Hawkins,
saying he's
no
targeting a
Addison.
week 7 return.
Oh well, yeah, no, I'm just saying, like, all they have is Justin Jefferson and Aaron Jones right now, and so
Hey, Ty Chandler had like 18 carries last game. Put
Yeah.
some respect on his name.
True.
Eagles at Saints. New Orleans are 3.5-point favorites at home. 49.5 is the over/under. I will start with this one. Very simply put, after watching the last 1 minute and 47 seconds of Monday Night Football, I'm not picking the Eagles again until they win a football game. That was the most embarrassing shit I've ever seen in my life. I don't understand why they decided to get egotistical and throw the football. And then I don't understand what the fuck Saquon was doing and drop the pass. So, yeah, I'm not picking the Eagles. I love you guys. I hope you win. But after that heartbreak, not a fucking chance I'm picking you. So, however, I'm a hedge better, so I am picking the Saints not to cover.
Have you looked over your left shoulder recently?
What's up?
Have you looked over your left shoulder recently?
Yes. Yes. I see it every day.
Oh man,
Jake,
but
you
I
want to go
also
or you want
do-
me to get this?
go ahead, because I'm the only. Oh no, you did take the Eagles. Okay, never mind. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. As much as the Eagles love-hate relationship you have, obviously it's a lot more love than hate. I think that they're going to be a little pissed off about how last week went. I think the Falcons are just a little bit underrated. I do think that the Eagles still win the NFC East, and I think they are a good football team. I think the Saints finally run into somebody and come back down to earth. I do think it's going to be a high-scoring game, but I do think that the Eagles do show the Saints, what's up. Just they are a good football team. I do think they're going to come away with the win.
Clint Kubiak has that offense rolling, man.
Yeah, I know.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I agree with the same thing here. And the Eagles are going to win this game. The Saints are riding a high. I think the Eagles are a better team collectively, and the Saints are always going to let you down. They've done it for the past, 15 years. Ever since they
Also
won the
averaging
Super Bowl.
45 points a game, it's just not sustainable. It's
not.
Can't.
And
Just can't
so,
happen.
give me the Eagles and over. I think both teams put up 25 points plus, and so I love the over for this game, and just give me the Eagles.
Yeah, I don't. We'll see about the Eagles' offense. No AJ Brown is problematic. Fortunately, they do keep Devontae Smith in the slot quite a bit, so he'll stay away from Marshawn Lattimore. But Dallas Goedert's got to be the X factor here. Got to get him involved to get the game moving. We got the Chargers at the Steelers. Pittsburgh's 1.5-point favorites, over under 35.5. Justin Herbert sounds like he has a shot to play after being limited in back-to-back practices despite having an high ankle sprain. Jake, you're taking an 0-1 here, buddy.
I definitely put in.
Nope, it's too late. It's already locked. Can't change it now.
Yeah.
Whatever.
No, you were here last year, so you don't get the thing. But
No,
at
that's
least
fine.
it's just an 0-1 and not, something significant.
I definitely put the under in there, but it is what it is.
Well, if somebody
I
can
got the Chargers here. The Steelers have no offense. They have a great defense, and the Chargers have a resemblance of an offense, and their defense is bad, but it doesn't matter because the Steelers' offense is terrible. And
yeah.
so give me the under. Give me the Chargers to still win. Didn't matter ankle injury or not.
I would have loved to have had Monty on to listen to him talk about why he had Steelers cover and over.
Monty, if you're
They
watching
just
in the
assumed-
chat,
I mean, 1.5 is so minuscule. You might as well just take them to cover at that point.
I don't know. In situations like that, a lot of the time, like if I'm not 100% confident that team's winning, like I'm hedging my bet. I'm at least securing a 1-1.
Yeah.
But I mean, he could probably just be that confident that the Steelers are going to win, and they are the home team. But yeah, I'm with you, Jake. Like Steelers' offense is so bad and their defense is so good. Like I just don't, I think 20-17 is a pipe dream for this game.
Yep.
It's going to be a 10-13 ball game. I'm calling it. We're going to see Harbaugh run 12 personnel every play, maybe even 13. They don't have the receiver to throw out there anyways. Fuck it. Just all tight ends. Just run stretch plays with J.K. Dobbins every play.
Hey, man, Gus Bus got quite a few carries last game, too.
I know, but Gus Bus has let me down. I told everybody at the beginning of the year that you need to pick up Gus Bus because he's going to get every goal line carry, and they don't get to the red zone. JK's scoring 25-yard touchdowns every time. So
I said that too because I was in the same boat as you, and it is extremely hard to trust a guy off a torn ACL and torn Achilles. Like nobody
Right?
saw.
Boys, it is week 2, though. Anything is possible.
it's true.
But it's also week 3, so
Yeah, no, we've played 2 weeks of football. Like, it's okay. Your takes can still be right, and the ones you're bragging about right now could be super fucking wrong.
very true. And for this next game, we will give Jake the floor.
Oh, man. You haven't had to do this before. Okay. We were talking about the Denver Broncos and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and they're playing at the Bucs here, and they're 6.5-point dogs. Ladies and gentlemen, if you do not know, I am a Denver Broncos fan, and they have broken me. I have no faith in them anymore. I'm a homer to a T, and I just can't even pick them to win anymore. It's all I've ever done in my life. I love this team to death. And so give me the Buccaneers. They're not going to cover because Denver still has the resemblance of defense. But I'm a broken man, and it hurts. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
That was depressing as hell. Jesus.
Yeah, Jake, I couldn't agree with you more. Except I think you're giving your boys there a little bit too much credit. I'm going to say it live. I texted you this earlier in the week, and you gave me some pushback. Chris Godwin is the play of the week in DFS, right? I want nothing to do with Mike Evans being locked up by Patrick Surtain. Give me all of Chris Godwin, who has had a fantastic start to the season. I don't care who their slot corner is. They throw the ball at like an alarmingly high rate. They're going to keep throwing the ball at an alarmingly high rate because both of their running backs suck. So Chris Godwin's just going to see the volume in that offense.
I would also like to point out all the Bucs have to do is score one touchdown, and they hit the cover with it being 6.5 because I don't expect the Broncos to get into field goal range the whole game.
The Bucs do not have a good running defense. They do not have a good rushing defense. And so if there is a get-right game for what Sean Payton wants to do, this is it. But
also, I have a lot of Javonte Williams shares that have done absolutely nothing for me. I'm scoring like 50 points a week in fantasy with his ass on my team.
I think it's a lot more than just Javonte Williams then, buddy.
It's the tight ends. It's everybody, man. It's everybody.
Oh, man.
That being said, I do think that the Broncos defense can at least keep it close. But to Jake's point, this is a Bucs defense that allowed like 24 to the Commanders. So, yeah, they're not
Oh,
particularly good. They don't scare me.
Yeah. Oh, man,
Nice
I took the Bucs to cover. Never mind.
Nice monologue, nice soliloquy, whatever you want to call it. Panthers at Raiders. Vegas is 5.5-point favorites with the Red Rifle starting on the other side. The over-under is 40.5. Bolton, since Jake kind of stole the floor from his last game, go ahead.
This is an interesting game. I avoid this line in this game completely in terms of betting. This is solely just our pick'ems, so I'm obviously going to take the Raiders. I do not think they cover. I'm taking the over because whenever you get a new quarterback halfway through a season, like we have here, or it's just like a head coach getting fired halfway through a season, the other 21 people on the field are going to play their hearts out. Andy Dalton, the last time he got a start last year, threw for like 350 yards and 2 or 3 touchdowns. They are going to come out slinging the ball around. Deontay Johnson's going to get his. I do think that they are going to actually show a resemblance of an offense, something that we haven't seen the first 2 weeks. Eventually, they will mess up somewhere in there, and the Raiders are going to win this game. But I do not think they cover, and I'm hammering the over because I know Andy Dalton's going to get his.
Yeah, I'm the same way there, actually. I really like Andy Dalton getting the start here. I think they probably should ride with him, at least for the foreseeable future. This is a New England Patriots situation, right, where ultimately this team just was not ready to start a rookie quarterback in any stretch of the imagination. That's not last year. That's not this year. So, yes, it's great they got Dave Canales, but Bryce Young is probably confidence-wise so broken from last year. I don't I don't know what they're going to do with him. I don't know what his future entails. But this team, I think, will be better with Andy Dalton, and that's not like a shot at Bryce Young's talent, but ultimately it's just more ready for a veteran presence. And to your point, Bolton, he had a fantastic game in his start last year, so I expect something similar. And you hit the nail right on the head. I do expect the Raiders to just come out and win this game, though, because the Panthers team just isn't that good.
Yeah, they're just depleted of talent, but they're going to play their hearts out. They're going to make it.
Oh, yeah.
With old Pete over here, I don't know that you can trade away Bryce Young for anything worth a damn, considering he's 2 years into the league and he hasn't done anything. The best you can get for him is probably a 5th-round draft pick. At that point, you might as well keep him and hoping you can develop him into something. But
I think he's worth more than a 5th, but I don't think you wouldn't obviously get like 101 type investment. You'd probably get like a day 2 pick for him.
Well, I mean, shit, we had Josh Rosen for 1 year and we only got a 3rd out of him. It wasn't even the Dolphins' first 3rd; it was their 2nd one.
Yeah, it's a day 2 pick, and Bryce Young had a different pedigree than Josh Rosen does.
Yeah.
True. Josh Rosen dropped in the draft, and Bryce Young was 101. So
Josh Rosen's going to make 9 teams regret not drafting.
Instead, he just made 1 team regret it.
Ladies and gentlemen, if this is the first time you've watched this show with us,
oh, Jesus, I didn't realize you picked.
There's a guarantee in this life that I will say, and it is fuck the Raiders, dude. Fuck that organization. Give me the Panthers by a fucking million. Andy Dalton, the red rifle, he's going to go nuts. He's going to throw for 300 yards. The Raiders are going to get embarrassed at home in Vegas, and it is fine.
Who's covering Devontae Adams?
It does not matter.
Who's covering Brock
JC
Bowers?
Horn still there?
I don't even know if J.C. Horn's still there. Probably.
Hey, real quick, I don't know if this is a hot take or not, but like Brock Bowers is scoring his first touchdown this game. Like the Panthers they're getting dog walked by tight ends.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
For some reason, though, number 1 wide receivers don't seem to do a damn thing against the Panthers. Look at Chris Olave getting 20 yards when the Saints played him.
Also, the line on Brock Bowers is 46.5 yards, and I feel like that's just embarrassingly low.
Yeah, that's going to cover.
Coming off a
what is happening
90-yard
in this-
performance and against the worst defense amongst like guarding tight ends, yeah, I'm taking it over there.
What
I
is
agree.
happening in
Brock
the
Bowers is
Michigan
breaking the
game?
mold that tight ends need 2 years to develop. He's absolutely coming out here just killing it.
Remember when you guys didn't have him in your A tier in Dynasty, Jake and Joey?
I
If
wasn't
you're
on
watching?
that show.
Oh,
I was sitting there
to
talking
be
shit
fair,
because I hated y'all. I hated y'all's rankings.
No, well, Bolton, you know what?
Oh,
You
and I
can
didn't get an
walk.
invite. I didn't get an invite to that show.
You're right there.
Yeah, you could.
I
You
was
could have
there
been
in the comments.
Could have been at the expo.
Yeah.
Expo was a great time. We'll be there next year.
I'll be there.
Sure
next year.
will. Sure will.
Good.
We'll catch up with Mr. Pete again while we're there. But
Oh, of course, absolutely. Catch
so
up with everybody that was there. Loved it. We have our
Speak-
dinner. We have our dinner bet with the boys at
oh yeah, we sure do. And it's not looking good for me. I'm 0-2 in that league.
Buddy.
Buddy, listen here, man. Travis Kelce's got to come out this week, right? We'll talk about it when we get to the Chiefs game. But for right now, let's talk about the Dolphins at the Seahawks, with the Seahawks being 4.5-point favorites at home, over under 41.5. I'll start this one very simply put. Skylar Thompson. That's it.
That's literally my whole reasoning. We have the same exact thing.
That's
here.
it.
Yep. That's all you need.
Yep. Dolphins.
The Dolphins are going to win this game, okay? And it's pretty simple. Me and Tim Monty, we love the Dolphins. That's what we do. They have great players. Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle. Don't know if you heard of them.
So what you got to understand though about the Seahawks defense is if they shadow Talik Woolen on Tyreek all game, they both run 4.2s, and Woolen is like 6'4", so it's not like Tyreek's going to jump over him to go get the ball.
But he also has Skylar Thompson throwing him the ball.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, this is the Devon A-Chain dream game to me. It is going to be nothing but dump off screens and
Sure.
zone runs to the edge. Like That's all this is going to be. And Seattle's, I don't think they can cover the speed. And then they are going to get lulled, and Tyreek's going to go over the top. And Skylar Thompson's just got to throw it once and connect.
I don't know, man. That Seahawks defense is young and fast, and I really like Mike McDonald over there, man. That is a great head coaching hire for them.
They are fast.
Me and Monty on the same wavelength.
Yeah. Yeah, this is so 2 years ago when we first started this pool, we had this thing, right, where we could double down on one game out of the week, where like the wins and losses would be twice as much if like we were against each other on our picks. This would have been a perfect time for that.
Oh, no, not at all. But, oh, well. I have a lot of dogs this week.
Yeah. We're at 30 views. We only need 10 more before we get some chugs in. Let's talk about the Ravens at the Cowboys. Where the Ravens, the 0-2 Ravens, are 1.5-point favorites going into Dallas with an over-under of 48.5. Mr. Krogan.
Oh, man, I can't believe it. I got to stop doing these picks on Tuesdays or Wednesdays. I took the Cowboys here. And if you watched our betting show, the over's hitting here. Both these teams, they score points. It's pretty simple as that. And after we just watched the Saints destroy the Cowboys, I think the over hits. And the Cowboys are going to win this game, apparently, in my mind. And I'm trying to figure out my thought process on that. And all I keep coming to is the Ravens have Lamar Jackson, who is a terrible quarterback at throwing the ball and being accurate.
To be fair, the Cowboys are going to be
fucked it on Tuesday and was like, shit, I got to talk about this now.
Yeah. To be fair, the Cowboys are a very opportunistic defense, and if Lamar can't hit his wide receivers in stride, there's going to be some picks going the other way. The only reason I have the Cowboys winning this one, even though the Ravens' backs are against the wall, and I think that they're playing for everything because there's never been an 0-3 team to make the playoffs, I don't believe. I think that the Cowboys in Jerry World somehow get a revenge game after what happened last week with the Saints. I think their defense steps up big, and I hate the Ravens' offensive play calling. They refuse to go to pistol. They're using Derrick Henry in shotgun as a zone read running back, which is god awful. And the only time Derrick Henry gets the ball where he needs to is when they're in Lamar Jackson's under center, and everybody knows what's coming when that happens. The minute you see Lamar go under center, you know Derrick Henry is getting the ball. I think they've thrown like 2 play actions out of it the fucking 50 times they've ran it. So it just doesn't make sense to me why they're not running pistol where they can run and pass out of it. Their offense is just telegraphed, and I absolutely hate watching them play.
Yeah, the Ravens offense looks like it's in a bit of disarray, but the Cowboys have been real interesting this year, right? Like they went to Cleveland and blew out the Browns pretty good, and then came home to New Orleans and got, their shit pushed in. So that's 2 polar opposites there, and it's kind of really hard to get a gauge on who they are right now. But one thing is they can score points. I think they have a good enough offense to do it, but that defense just looks either real boom or real bust. And I think this is a get-right game for the Ravens. To your point, Bolton, 0-3 teams, only 4 since 1990 have made the playoffs at a 2.5% clip. 2 of them have actually won their division, funny enough, which is very possible here considering the Bengals are also 0-2, which is that whole AFC North looks backwards, looks upside down.
Yeah, the Steelers 2-0, that's wild.
Yeah, that's not that can't stay that way. They'll win. They'll be above 500, but there's no way.
I don't know what you mean they can't stay that way. They do it every year, and people question it. They haven't had an offense.
They'll be above 500.
Like 3 years from retiring. We are 9 views away from me going to grab a beer and chugging it, and right now I need it, ladies and gentlemen. So
I actually do need to get another beer too. I'm going to go get another beer. And
I'll carry us along while you guys go get beers. We'll talk about the 49ers and the Rams.
I better see. I better see some more likes here. But real quick, before I go get the beer, I said I think this is a Ravens get right game. I picked no cover specifically as a hedge, but truthfully, I don't see this hitting the over. I feel like that this is more of a dogfight than anything. So that's why my that's where my head's at with that. I know it's a 1.5 point spread, but as I was talking about earlier, at least lock in a 1-1 here and let the over under either make me above or below 500.
All right, you guys go grab your beers and I'll give my takes real quick. So we got 49ers at the Rams. 49ers 7.5 point favorites. I believe that the 49ers are going to just cover this outright. There is no Deebo Samuel. There is no George Kittle, but they still have Jawan Jennings. They still have George Mason, and they still have Brandon Ayuk. The Rams are depleted on offense. They have the whole left side of they're missing like 2 or 3 offensive linemen. Both of their wide receivers are out that are worth a damn. If you want to go and grab, what's the wide receiver? Darius Robinson. He may have a game for the Rams, but other than that, it's literally Matthew Stafford and no company. I don't understand how they're going to be able to do anything. So I think the 7.5, even though it is a crazy high line, I think that the 49ers are going to be pissed off after what happened last week and that they're going to cover handily against what should be a UFL team at this point.
DeMarcus Robinson was the name
Robinson.
you were looking for.
You said a UFL team. That's rough.
Yeah, so I don't really know what was said because, again, I was getting another beer. Thanks for holding it down, Bolton, I know. But we had a bit of a conversation about throughout the week. I think we're kind of in lockstep. However, I disagree with the cover portion of this. There's just way too many injuries on the 49ers side of the ball. Yeah. And they've had some pretty good games from Jordan Mason, and I feel like that this is another game where he could have a good spot. But it's pretty much Brandon Ayuk and Jordan Mason. I'm actually debating sitting Brock Purdy for Deshaun Watson in fantasy this week. That's how depleted the Niners are.
You don't like Jawan Jennings running 15-yard in routes?
No, I don't. I really don't like that.
I love him. He's a perennial number 3 wide receiver on that team for 5 years now. But, I mean, when he's asked to be a number 2, he's actually provided pretty well. I like him.
The line that I'm looking for in this game, Kyle Juszczyk, whatever his receiving yards are, I'm taking the over.
Yeah, but it's got to be. It can't be any more than 9 to 12, somewhere around.
I think I looked at it this morning. It was 16.5.
Ugh.
Which is a little high, but no Kittle, no Deebo, no CMC. Like this guy's for sure. I mean, I wonder what his anytime touchdown line is.
Probably plus 500, 700, somewhere around there. Probably 500, 700. Let me see. I could pull it up real quick.
Jake, why is your room so dark?
Oh, it is getting dark, isn't it?
Why don't you add some light to your D, bro?
Oh, sorry. The Broncos got me in a dark world here. That's all I got to say, dude. Just
Kyle Juszczyk plus 2,000 or no, plus 450 anytime TD score.
See, I mean, Gucci says, "Don't let me get hot," because the Rutgers got a W. He did his 30 minutes of research.
Oh my god!
30 minutes of research, ladies and gentlemen.
Finally, he does a fucking sports betting podcast, and he finally did some research. Oh my god! Don't worry, Goose. I just made your thing green on there for that.
Led him to pick Rutgers. Oh god!
Hey, it hit. The dogs hit, baby, and he is 3-0 on his.
Nobody cares what you bet as long as it hits.
Yep. He gave you the dogs, but Kyle Juszczyk, 25 plus receiving yards, you get him at plus 145.
That's terrible. So, I'm not taking him over 25 receiving yards for that.
Yeah, that's not good enough odds for me.
No,
people beat me to the punch. Nonetheless, basically taking the Niners because they still are the better team despite injuries on both sides of the ball. Sounds like Nick Bosa's now more questionable than what we realized, and Travarius Ward as well. However, Matthew Stafford's now having flashbacks to his Detroit days with both of his tackles hurt, both of his number 1 and number 2 wide receivers hurt, his number 1 tight end hurt. It's Detroit all over again. So I'm taking the Niners, but I'm not taking them to cover. And I think this is an easy under with just the amount of offensive weapons that are sitting out this game.
I agree. I do like the under, but the 7.5 too. Like I was debating on going not covering. Just because 7.5 in the NFL is
that's a crap.
Doobie a lot. And the 49ers to me are going to win this game easily solely because the Rams have nobody. And Stafford can only do so much, but I think they go up early. That defense is too good. And just like we saw against the Cardinals, who don't have a good defense, Stafford could only do so much. And so give me the under. Give me the 49ers to cover. I think it's a 10-point game pretty easily, just solely based off of injuries. Even with the 49ers being injured, they still have talent. They have Ayuk. They have Jordan Mason, who has looked just as good as CMC without the receiving upside. But I don't know why they haven't given him the ball more. We'll see that. See if that changes. But
I mean, it kind of has to, right?
yeah. Tim's on 3. Tim, we got to come up with a just for you spotlight of Timmy's picks, but it's got to be catchy so we can fade you.
Oh my God! If Oklahoma beats Tennessee solely because of Timothy's bad luck, I'm gonna lose my mind.
Tim, you can't pick any of my picks anymore.
Yeah, no shit. Stop picking my picks. I make my shit on like Tuesday. All right.
There should be like a thing where you can drop like jail bars in front of like his screen and put him in like pick jail or something.
Yeah, right. Oh man, yeah. Who picked them? Oh yeah, we all did.
All right, so let me go through Monty's NFL picks here real quick. Just make sure I got all the opposites.
Yeah.
Fading Monty.
Yeah, I like how he says, "Oh, he's doing good off air," and it's like, "Oh, you mean where nobody's following you or nobody's able to tail your bets because you don't want to talk about them during the show? That's your whole job."
Yeah, bro. Like, I mean, just because just give the bet away, right? Like, if it hits and everybody follows you, everybody gets paid.
Yeah,
right.
It's not your money. We've got the Lions at the Cardinals. The Lions are 3.5-point favorites. The over/under highest on the slate at 52.5, and I am definitely the outlier in that over/under. Bolton, let's this is your squad here.
Yes, give me the Cardinals and the over. Their defense is terrible. We know that. Everybody's been saying that they've been playing well. They do. They play with a sense of urgency. They play very fast. But in terms of actual talent, nobody's going to be able to cover Amon-Ra. J-Mo's going to get a 50-yard carry or a 50-yard tutty. It's bound to happen. But I do think that the Cardinals match up really well against the Lions. The Lions are, I believe, number 1 right now in rush defense. But they also haven't played a team that runs 13 personnel like 30 or 40% of their plays. Last week, if you watch us against the Rams, we consistently had 3 tight ends out there on the field. That way we can get multiple bodies on somebody like Hawkins and be able to really just stop what's going on. Oh, hi all.
It's okay. We're just not paying attention to you. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's fine. We're going to be able to run the ball. We've been able to do it with our 3 tight end sets, and Marvin Harrison is the only wide receiver that we throw out there for 30-40% of our plays. And I think this is going to be a high-scoring game. I think the Lions fans are going to show up in Arizona because there is no home field advantage in Arizona. We consistently don't go to our own games, and the away fans seem to show up. So I think it's going to be high-scoring, but I give me the Cardinals.
It's like playing for the Chargers.
We're looking for a hacksaw ridge for the chug. We need one more. Now we need 3 more.
I need 3 more. All of a sudden, I lost 2 on the way.
Still looking for 3 more for the chug, guys. Come on, man. We can't go.
I thought we were gonna get there.
Man, my Cardinals take made us lose. Or people watching. Sorry, God, they're like, this is a terrible take. I'm turning this off. I'm not watching these guys.
Yeah,
anymore.
the other 2 Cardinals fans in the world were insulted that you just said they don't show up to the games.
They don't. They notoriously don't. That stadium is always multicolored in terms of jerseys. It is never a sea red. There's a big sign that says sea, Red Sea, and there's never that many red there.
And you can always see it because there's nobody there.
Yeah, it's crazy how that works.
Yeah. So I get the logic behind why this should be a 52.5-point line. However, that is an awful lot of points in the NFL. And I feel like at the rate that offenses are going this week, right, or this year, because last week the Bucs-Lions was the highest game on the slate, and they didn't do fuck all the whole week. So, I'm taking the under here again. I'm just not trusting the way offenses are going. And truthfully, I don't think the Cardinals are good enough to hang with the Lions. I think the Lions have a bounce-back game here on the road in Arizona. So,
to be fair, the Cardinals scored 41 points last week, and then they scored 28 week 1 against a really good Bills team.
Really good Bills offense. I mean, the Bills defense is hurt again, and they're just not as good.
True. But I took the
Jakob.
Lions here. I took them not to cover because I think this is going to be a shootout, and it is 3.5 points. I think a field goal does win this game, and I got the over going easily. I think both these teams put up 30 points, and it is going to be an awesome game to watch.
I'm excited.
Little side note, if you're into the betting scene, Kyler Murray, rushing yards, smash it.
Oh, I sent that shit to Jake, man. So Kyler Murray has over 50 yards rushing in his first 2 games. The line is at like 33.5, 31.5, depends on where you're laying. I'm like, that's if the Cardinals are going to keep this to a close game, Kyler Murray is going to have to run. And another season removed from that injury, yeah, he's running, dude. That line is way too low.
And the Lions have such a good defensive line that Kyler is going to be flushed out of the pocket naturally, and he's going to just have the opportunity to pick up 10, 15 yards a go.
Jerry Bagshaw says, love the Lions -3.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a good. I just at least hope it's a good game. Kind of like the Lions-Bucks was. That was a very good game. So,
but like we said, Kyler Murray has rushed over 50 yards in both games this year. He looks good. Detroit, like Bolton just said, defensive line is going to terrorize him. Hutchinson had 5 sacks last week, I think. Went nuts. Plus 205, ladies and gentlemen. That is great odds there for something he's done twice already. So I love that. That is a pick that I would definitely do.
Yeah, on Prize Picks, it's 31.5. That's an easy smash for me. That was very, very easy. Chiefs at Falcons, Kansas City. Once again, 3.5 point favorites on the road, just like our previous game. Over under 46.5. I'm taking the Chiefs here. I think they're just the better team. Granted, I do think the Falcons are a little bit underrated. I think as Kirk Cousins gets more comfortable post-injury, he will look better. But the Chiefs are the Chiefs. I'm taking them to cover this game, but I do like the under. I like kind of what I saw from the Falcons defense at times. And, with the loss of Isaiah Pacheco, I feel like that the Chiefs are going to be very one-dimensional. That being said, I think that this is a Travis Kelce welcome, to the 2024-2025 NFL season game. 1 catch for 5 yards last week. I think we see a lot more than that this week.
I have them not to cover solely because the Chiefs against the spread are notoriously not good. I do think this is going to be a field goal game. All my family in Kansas that's probably watching this, you guys send me text messages. I'm sorry to bet against the Chiefs, so I've got them winning. For you guys, I think they are going to win this game. I got a lot of shit week 1 when I thought the Ravens were going to win. Should have. They were yay close to winning that game. But I still think that the Falcons are underrated, and I think the Falcons are going to give them a really good run for their money, and I think Chiefs come away with a Harrison Butker last-second field goal.
Yeah, okay. I can see that, but I wish Gucci was here right now because he would say it with me. God love Patrick Mahomes, and I don't know why, but he does. Chiefs are going to cover this. Atlanta, they're still trying to figure it out, and the Chiefs just win, dude. It's what they do. I think they win by a touchdown, and I got them going over. I think the Falcons are figuring it out offensively, but I don't think the defense is good enough to stop the Chiefs. I think this is a game that Travis Kelce actually comes out and, makes fantasy owners happy that he's still, 35 and playing.
Who do you think's going to lead that backfield for the Chiefs? Do you think Carson Steele's going to get 18 carries, or do you think they're going to split it with Sanjay?
No fucking way. No way that dude gets 18 carries.
I think a sneaky pick here is Perrine.
Yeah. You think they split it even, or you think he's going to take over that backfield?
I think it's going to be split even unless Carson Steele just comes out the gate running and is just.
He does. I mean, if he can hold on to the football, he runs angry.
Yeah, but that's about all I can say for that, and I don't know what else to tell you there except Perrine is pass catching back, third downs. I don't think Carson Steele is that. And I think this is going to be a passing game for the Chiefs anyways because they don't have a running back that they trust.
Yeah,
I mean, they're gonna have to figure something out. They can't be one-dimensional for the next 6 weeks while they wait for Pacheco to get back.
no, but they can be one-dimensional for the next 2 weeks until Clyde Edwards-Helaire comes back.
Clyde Edwards-Helaire is terrible.
Hey, now you take that dirty word you just said.
I'm
When
wearing an
Pacheco-
LSU
when
jersey, and I
Pacheco
can
has-
say CEH is terrible. He
When
averages
Pacheco
like
has
3
missed
yards a
time,
carry his whole NFL career.
CEH has been the guy. When Pacheco's missed time, CEH has been the guy every time.
Yeah, I know, and they just don't run the ball worth a damn. He's like, oh yeah, I'll pick up 3.2 yards every game, and that's all we get.
That's all you need. 3 yards, 3 yards, 4 yards tossed to Travis Kelce. That's how they've always done.
When Pacheco misses time, they also had McKinnon. That was a third down back. That was
That'll be
absolutely on the board
Pirine.
here.
That's Pirine's role right there.
Yeah. I think Carson Steele is better than CEH.
I mean, we haven't really seen
That's a
anything,
hot
but
fucking
to be
take
fair,
right there.
like, we've seen a lot of CEH and none of it's particularly good. So I think Steele, Kareem, and Pirine kind of split the snaps.
Kareem, I think, didn't they leave him on?
Oh yeah, they did leave him on the
this week?
practice squad. So
Yeah,
who's
so
their
he's not
third
even-
running back?
Huh?
Are they only running 2 running backs on the roster?
They've got to have somebody else there because they use Steele as they have him listed as a fullback. There's no way they're only got 1 running back.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am very thirsty. We need 2 more views. Come on, bring it to me. I need to chug this.
And how many likes we got on this video, guys? If you're
We got
watching on
5
YouTube and have not hit the like button, if you're watching on Twitter and have not hit the like or the retweet button, that's sad. I'm sorry. That's sad.
Not sad. You just don't like us, and that's totally fine. I wouldn't like Bolton either
Yeah,
with his
Oh,
terrible
wow. All
CEH
right.
take.
Well, okay. You didn't hit that like button. It's okay. We just hate you. That's all right.
So Drake London, how are we feeling about Mr. Drake London right about now?
Dude,
That was a hell of a route that he did to torch Darius Slay last week. I know that much.
And Slay said that to him too. He said, "Good route."
Sports for you. What's up?
What's up? We
What's
need one
up,
more
buddy?
view. One more view until we get a chug here.
One more view, and I get to chug a beer. God, I can't wait. Hunt hasn't
Been elevated from practice squad. Has he? No, he has not. I did see that piece of news earlier. They had until 4 p.m. earlier today to do it, and they did not. 39 views, ladies and gentlemen. We need one more, and we've only got 2 games to talk about. So, one of those 2 games, Jaguars at Bills. Bills 5.5-point favorites at home. Over under 45.5. I think 5.5. I think the Bills clear a touchdown here pretty easily, especially from what I've seen from the Jaguars offense. Evan Ingram's out again, and they have looked like abysmal. They've looked terrible. They've looked lost. I mean, they just can't get right now. And I think they're 0-7 in their last 7 games.
Yeah, they're something. They're like 1-9. So yeah,
The Jags.
in their last 10 games.
Yeah,
so
yeah. I think they're on a 7-game losing streak, if I'm not mistaken.
Is Doug Peterson on the hot seat?
Question
Could be.
mark.
I think it's more of a Doug Peterson could be on the hot seat. I think it's a Press Taylor issue, who is their offensive coordinator. That's the offensive coordinator that he tried to promote in Philadelphia that ultimately got him fired. But yeah, I don't know. Nonetheless, I think the Bills cover this one pretty easily until the Jags show me something offensively. I think it's all there on paper for them. I think what they need to do is get more middle of the field passes involved. You need to see more Christian Kirk, more Evan Ingram when he's healthy. Brian
Thomas Jr. over the middle. That is what he did at LSU. Just give him the ball. The man is electric.
I know you're an LSU fan, but Brian Thomas Jr. runs 3 routes, and none of them are in routes. He runs stop routes, he runs screens, he runs go routes. That is it.
Yeah. I think the Bills don't cover. One, I just don't like the 5.5 line. And I am just hopeful that the Jaguars figure something out so that way their whole coaching staff doesn't get fired come Monday. I think that they're going to do enough to keep their jobs. That's all I think is going to happen. I think the Bills win this. I think when you watch the game, the Bills are going to win every aspect of the game. I think the Jaguars just keep it close enough to cover the 5.5 spread.
Jerry, are you a Jags fan? Are you one of the few Jags fans there are in the world? Do we have a unicorn on our show right now?
Thank you for tuning in, though.
Yeah, we always appreciate it, Jerry.
One more view again. One more view.
One more view. And I also like the Bills here. I think they cover pretty easily by a touchdown. And I like the over here. I see a 30-17 ball game here. And I just don't – until the Jags prove me wrong, I don't see them winning very many games this year. So I really hope you didn't bet their over win total because it's not looking good.
Interesting scenario here. I just thought of this on the fly. Bolton bringing up, Doug Peterson potentially being fired made me think of this. So obviously Trevor Lawrence is going to be there for a few years. We've seen flashes of Trevor Lawrence's ability, especially if you remove the Urban Meyer season, which doesn't really count. Ben Johnson to the Jacksonville Jaguars next year as a head coach.
I'm not opposed.
I think that'd be a great fit.
That would be awesome.
Though, because I mean, even this last year, he was like, "No, I'm comfortable where I am." Like he's like, "I'm chilling," right? Because he had head coaching interviews, offers, and I think he was like, "No, I'm just going to stay here."
I think he wanted to run it back with the Lions one more time, but I think if the Lions do or don't do anything, unless they lose like a close Super Bowl, I could see him going like, "Okay, let me go take my shot as an NFL head coach now." And they've got the running back, they've got a fairly good tight end. They've got the young quarterback. They've got the first-round pick wide receiver. They have pieces in place on the offense. So it's not – he wouldn't be walking into like an immediate rebuild situation. He could just quick turn the
that team
around.
is set to be above 500. Like they've got playmakers on both sides of the ball. I agree.
Oh, yeah.
Also, I'm kind of big on Tank Bigsby. I'm ready for him to start getting the rock a lot more. Last year he didn't see the ball but maybe 3 or 4 times a game. I want to see him downhill running get the ball.
Man, Jake and I were all over Tank Bigsby last offseason, and god damn did we whiff on that.
Yeah, nothing like what he averaged, like 2 carries a game. It was like, oh sweet, all right, that's awesome. And now
I don't even know if he got that many.
Right?
The
last game we got on the docket here with one more view before we chug.
All right, Pete. That's
Pete, amen. You do you, brother. It is 2024. Yeah. You can be whatever you want.
Say what you want. You're a Bears fan and love Lawrence's hair.
Yeah,
odds are against you here, bud.
You can say you're not gay, but
there will be signs.
You said, how do you know this is an early first? I hope Hawkins makes a run now that you're talking shit about his first-round pick.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. But we got the Commanders on Monday night at the Bengals. Bengals are 7.5-point favorites here. Over under 28.5 or 48.5. My bad. Bolton, I see you got the Commanders, buddy.
I do. I'm going to be honest. I'm just a Dan Quinn fan. I think the Bengals are in shambles, even though this I think is the first game where they're actually going to have both T. Higgins and Jamar Chase out there. They haven't been able to do anything. They look gross, and I've been pretty much for the rest of my picks. I'm hopeful on teams to figure it out. Like I'm hopeful with the Jaguars. I'm hopeful that the Falcons can keep it close. This game is exactly what Ryan has been saying for all of his games, where until you show me something, I think the Commanders are going to win this. They are in shambles, and until they can show me something, I can't put my money on them.
Yeah, and that point right there is why I have the no cover and the under. First off, 7.5 for this, I think is just screams trap. Like there's no way with what I've seen from the Bengals this year so far that they beat the Commanders by 7 points. It's T. Higgins' first game back. Jamar Chase didn't practice all offseason, so it's basically, he's in his 3rd week of actually, with pads on, getting around. And Joe Burrow hasn't looked fantastic because of it. The running game hasn't been consistent. I just don't trust the Bengals to score a lot of points. However, you say you're a Dan Quinn fan. I say 28-3. It is what it is.
Fair enough. Just like Ryan's saying, I don't know how this game's going to go. I think it is going to be closer than 7.5 points. I think the Bengals still win, but they aren't going to cover, and I see the over here. I think Jaden Daniels actually throws 2 touchdown passes this game, which would be his first 2, and we are at 40, ladies and gentlemen. Appreciate it. That's a weird thing to say there, Gucci. I was just hyping you up, buddy, but it's fine.
Wow.
It's fine. Hey, cheers, bud.
Why do I always
have-
do these podcasts right after eating dinner, knowing that you guys are going to make me chug all of this beer?
Woo. That was
Hey,
cold.
at least it's not before dinner. You'd be stumbling to the kitchen.
I would prefer that because the beer would go down easier. This hurts.
Yeah, right?
There's no more room in the stomach for all of this.
What you got to do, that's why I eat high protein, low carb diet, like low carb dinners. So that way I got plenty of room for the beer afterwards.
Yeah. Oof.
Fair enough.
But
I
yeah,
see a 27-24 ball game here. Give me the Bengals.
I think that's just too rich for my blood because I haven't seen the Bengals score 27 points, you know?
They
Yeah.
scored 24 against the Chiefs defense.
Yeah, it's true. We'll see.
And the Commanders'
I think it's
passing
a crap game.
defense is
I think it's a crap
terrible.
game, and I think the Commanders shock some people.
Oh, I hope the Commanders win, just because, Jaden Daniels, but also Joe Burrow, LSU players. they just-
It's LSU on LSU crime, dude.
yeah, it's kind of our favorite thing.
I would like to reiterate this one more time, Mr. Jacob Corbin, if you could.
Oh, yeah. So we are doing a card giveaway, ladies and gentlemen. All you got to do is follow these rules. Damn, that was rough. Don't know how to point there. Like, retweet this tweet here. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and tag a friend there. I've tagged 3 friends. None of them reach out to me. It's fine. But
They're not
Talk
We're
about
giving
this
away
podcast
5 cards.
multiple
We're giving
times a
away
week. I don't
CJ
need
Stroud
to
rookie
talk you on
card.
Twitter.
we are giving away a Puka Nacua Stetson Bennett patch card. We're giving away numbered cards of J.K. Dobbins, Stephon Diggs, and James Cook, all who are doing very well in the NFL right now. So please just follow these rules. And then Brian's got something cooking up after.
except Stetson Bennett. He is not doing very well in the NFL right now.
Hey, whoa.
He's not doing very well in life.
Fine. Okay?
Hey, he's doing better in life.
He's
Okay.
building.
Yes. So what do I have cooking, you ask, is that we are giving away a free to you NFL jersey of your choice during the Super Bowl. The way you can, enter to win is to participate in this giveaway right here, as well as the other 4 giveaways coming in week 8, 12, 16, and the divisional round. The more times that you participate in the giveaways, right? Let's say you participate in all 5 giveaways, you get your name entered in 5 times to win that jersey, versus if you only participate in 1 giveaway, you only get your name entered in 1 time. So go ahead and participate in every giveaway. Give yourself the highest chance you can to win a jersey. You don't have to win the giveaway. You just got to participate. Like, subscribe, share, tag a friend. That is all we are asking for. And you will get a free NFL jersey from NFLshop.com of your choice.
I have a question.
No, you can't win the jersey. What's the question?
All right, I have a second question.
Okay.
What if I want a Marvin Harrison Jr. jersey?
That sucks. Sorry to hear that. I would say Wish, Timu. Maybe they hopefully spelled his name the right way. Who knows?
But yeah, no, that's an awesome giveaway. I can't wait for the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I am excited. I am excited to see where this, how we pull together this money for a $150 jersey. But I'm excited. I'm here for it.
I'm excited
Steal
too.
our money.
That being said, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to sign out for the night. Good luck with your prop bets, unless you bet the opposite that I did. Good luck on your fantasy teams, unless you are playing against me. And as always, go Birds on Sunday. Jake, you want to give
Go
like
Birds.
a
Go Birds. See that over there? Go Birds.
Jake
Make
is
it
being
a fun game, Denver. Just make it a game. Score a touchdown or 2. I don't ask for much.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of B.S.ing Sports, part of the B.S.ing Network, where we do a little BS and we talk a whole lot of sports. Have a good night.